You feel the ship exit warp before the alert sounds. A low hum ceases. The familiar shudder of reality reasserting itself passes. You are left with only the whisper of life support. For a moment there is absolute stillness. The bridge of the starship Dauntless is silent. Everyone holds their breath. Your post at the navigation console is the best seat in the house. The forward view screen shows a darkness unlike any you know. It is a deep, starless void where a signal should be. The mission was simple enough. Investigate a repeating energy burst, an anomaly at the edge of explored space. The captain's voice cuts through the quiet. It is calm and measured. Report. Your fingers dance over the console. The screens show nothing, literally nothing. No stars, no nebulae, no stray radiation. All sensors report a perfect void, Captain, you say. Except for the signal's source. It's not reflecting any light. You apply another filter to the view screen, then another. Finally, you push the gain to a dangerous level. The screen flickers. An outline begins to form. It is a shape against the blackness, a structure so immense it defies understanding. It seems to be drinking the very starlight. Your breath catches in your throat. It is a ring, a colossal, perfectly circular ring. It must be millions of kilometers wide. In its center hangs a spire, a needle of impossible length. The whole thing glimmers with a faint, internal light. It is a sundial for giants, for gods. The ship's computer struggles to label it. The word artifact appears on your screen. It feels far too small for what you see. This is not a relic left behind. It is a machine that is still working. The signal you tracked was a pulse from its core, a steady, rhythmic beat, like a heart. Then you see them. Ships, small by comparison to the sundial. But they are not small at all. They drift in silent formation around the ring. They are smooth and dark, like polished river stones. They have been waiting here for a long, long time. One of the ships breaks formation. It moves toward you with impossible grace. It shows no weapons. It sends no warnings. It simply approaches. On screen, a channel opens. Not for audio, not for video. It is a raw data stream, an invitation. They want to talk, the communications officer says. Her voice is a choked whisper. The captain nods slowly. Open the channel, he commands. Let's see who is home. You feel a strange pressure in your mind. It is not a sound or a voice. It is a feeling, a sense of profound age and deep, deep weariness. The silent ship is now close enough to see clearly. Its hull seems to flow and change. It is like no technology you have ever seen. Then they appear on your main screen, the beings from the silent vessel. They are the Elder Ones. The name arrives in your mind fully formed, a gift of understanding. They are tall and impossibly thin. Their limbs are long and elegant. They wear simple, dark robes. Their faces are the most striking thing. They are smooth and featureless. No eyes, no mouth, just a placid, calm surface. Yet you feel their gaze upon you. You feel their ancient sorrow. It radiates from them like a cold wave. They show no aggression, no curiosity, only a tired, still acceptance of your arrival. They do not speak with voices. Instead, images flood your mind. You see galaxies being born. You see star systems flare into life and then die. You see civilizations rise and fall. It is a history of the universe, a history that spans billions of years. It is their history. The captain stands from his chair. He faces the screen. He knows he is in the presence of something ancient, something far beyond human experience. He inclines his head slightly, a gesture of respect. The elder ones do not react. They simply float in their strange ship, watching you with their sightless faces. You get the sense that you are just another brief moment, a flicker in their impossibly long existence. They have seen races like humanity come and go. They have seen empires turn to dust. Your arrival here is not a surprise to them. It is simply another event, another turn of the wheel. A new set of images enters your thoughts. This time, they are not of the past. They are of the structure before you. The great Sundial. You see it being built. Not by the elder ones, but by a race even older. A race of beings made of pure energy and light. The images are clear. This is no monument. This is not a tomb for a forgotten king. The Sundial has a purpose. A terrifying, absolute purpose. The elder ones show you the spire at its center. It casts a shadow on the great ring, a shadow that is slowly, unstoppably moving. The sundial is a clock. Your mind reels from the revelation. The scale of it is too much to grasp. A clock that measures time on a galactic scale. The steady pulse you tracked was its ticking, each beat 1,000 of your years. And the shadow it casts is a countdown. The elder ones show you what the countdown is for. They share a vision of the future, a future that is already written. The stars in your galaxy begin to cool. One by one, they dim and fade. The vibrant arms of the Milky Way grow dark. Energy itself is receding from your universe. It is a galactic winter, a final, quiet end. Not with a bang, but with a slow, creeping cold. The sundial is not just telling the time. It is marking the moment when the last star goes out, when all warmth and life will cease to be. The crew of the Dauntless is stunned into silence. You look around the bridge. Faces are pale, eyes are wide with a new kind of fear. This is not a monster you can fight. This is not an enemy empire you can defeat. This is the heat death of the universe, an inevitable physical law. The elder ones offer one final thought. It is not a warning. It is a statement of fact. This is the way of things. All things must end. They have made their peace with it. They are here only to watch, to be silent witnesses to the coming twilight. Their ancient race will simply fade away with the last light. The connection closes. The screen returns to the view of the silent ship. It slowly moves back into its formation. Its part in this is done. The truth has been delivered. What you do with it is now up to you. For the first time, you feel a real chill on the bridge. The recycled air seems thin and cold. The captain turns away from the screen. His face is a mask of grim resolve. "Bring us about," he says quietly. "Take us to a safe distance. I want a full crew council, immediately." He looks at you. "And get every last bit of data from that exchange. I want to know everything." You gather in the ship's briefing room. It is a cramped space for the entire command crew. The air is thick with tension. Engineers, security officers, science leads. They all stare at the central table. The image of the sundial hangs there, a holographic ghost reminding you of your doom. The first officer, a man named Corwin, speaks first. "The choice is obvious," he says. His voice is flat. "We report our findings to Star Command, and we run. We run as far and as fast as this ship can take us." He looks around the room. There is nothing else to do. A murmur of agreement ripples through the officers. It is the logical choice, the only sane choice. To stay here is to embrace the end. To fight it is impossible. How do you fight the physics of the universe? How do you wage war on entropy itself? Your chief engineer, a woman named Kenna, shakes her head. "We can't outrun this," she says. The elder once showed us, "This is happening everywhere. There is no corner of the galaxy that will be safe." Her knuckles are white where she grips the table. "Running just means we die somewhere else. So we just stay here and wait?" Corwin scoffs. "We watch the lights go out? That is not survival. That is surrender." The debate grows more heated. Voices are raised. Fear and despair clash in the small room. You watch the captain. He has not said a word. He just listens. His eyes are closed. He seems to be weighing every argument, every desperate plea. You think about the elder ones. Their weary acceptance felt like wisdom, but now it feels like defeat. They had given up. They had seen so much that they lost the will to act. Maybe that was the final test, to see if humanity would also bow its head. The security chief argues for preserving the crew, for saving as many as possible. The science officers talk about gathering more data. Perhaps there is a flaw in the elder one's understanding. Perhaps the star science is wrong. But you know it is not. You felt the truth of their vision. The council is a spiral of despair. Every option leads to the same conclusion: annihilation. The only question is when and where. You feel a profound sense of hopelessness settle over you. This great adventure into the unknown has led you to a dead end. The ultimate dead end. Finally, the captain opens his eyes. He stands up. The room falls silent. Every eye is on him. His face is no longer grim. There is a fire in it. A spark of defiance that you did not expect. He looks slowly around the room, meeting the gaze of every single person. "You are all correct," he begins. His voice is quiet but rings with authority. To run is the logical choice for survival. To stay is indeed madness. He pauses, letting the weight of his words sink in. "But since when has humanity been logical?" he asks. A faint smile plays on his lips. "We are explorers. We are builders. We are fighters. We have faced extinction before, and we have always refused to go quietly into the night." He points a finger at the hologram of the sundial. "That thing is a clock. It is a machine. And every machine can be broken." A wave of shock passes through the room. Corwin looks at the captain as if he has lost his mind. "Captain," he says carefully, "with all due respect, that is not just a machine. That is a force of nature given form. We cannot fight it." "We can," the captain insists. His voice rises, filled with a passion that pushes back the despair. "We are humanity. We do not just accept the dark. We light a fire against it. We may fail." The elder once showed us that others have tried and failed. But we will try. He lays out a plan, an audacious, desperate, and utterly human plan. You will not run. You will not hide. You will fight the inevitable. You will stand against the dying of the light. You will break the doomsday clock. His words hang in the air. For a long moment, nobody speaks. The sheer insanity of it is breathtaking. But it is also a sliver of hope, a purpose, something to do other than wait for the end. It is a choice to act. Kenna, the engineer, is the first to break the silence. A slow grin spreads across her face. "Well," she says, "I do love a good challenge. Let's see what this old machine is made of." One by one, others in the room begin to nod. The fire in the captain's eyes has spread. Hope, insane and beautiful, is rekindled. Your new mission is clear. You are no longer explorers. You are saboteurs. Your target is the heart of the universe's oldest machine. The captain turns to you. I need a staging ground, he says. Something close, but hidden. Find me a place to prepare for a war. Your first target is a graveyard. The captain's plan requires resources, parts and power that the Dauntless alone cannot provide. Your sensors found it nearby, a dense asteroid field. But the asteroids are not rock and ice. They are the shattered remains of ships, thousands of them. You guide the Dauntless into the debris field. The metal carcasses drift like silent ghosts. They are ships of 100 different designs. Some are familiar, old human freighters and warships. Others are alien, twisted organic shapes and sharp crystalline vessels. It is a memorial to countless forgotten stories. What is this place? Corwin asks from beside you. The elder ones showed us. The captain replies, This is the Ghost Fleet, the ships of the last race that tried to stop the clock. They failed. This is what is left of them. A salvage operation begins. It is a race against the Sundial's steady pulse. Small shuttlecraft flit between the derelicts. They are like insects on the bones of giants. You are on one of those shuttles. Your job is to scan the wrecks, to find the specific components Kenna needs for her insane plan. The work is dangerous. The ghost ships are unstable. Power cores flicker on and off without warning. Automated defenses, dormant for millennia, sometimes awaken. A stray turret fires a burst of energy. A force field crackles to life. Every piece you retrieve is a small victory. A victory against the great clock. You find the main wreckage of the former fleet's flagship. It is a vessel of incredible size. It is split in two. Its innards are exposed to the void. Your shuttle drifts inside. Your lights cut through the ancient darkness. You see the bridge. The skeletons of its crew are still at their stations. They died facing their enemy. On the main view screen, an image is burned into the glass. It is the Sundial. Even in death, they were defiant. You feel a strange connection to these long-dead heroes. They were not human, but they shared the same stubborn spirit, the same refusal to surrender. Kenna's voice crackles over your comms. I need exotic matter injectors, she says, and a high-capacity energy capacitor. The bigger the better. Look for something connected to their main weapon systems. Your shuttle's scanners pick up a massive energy signature. It is deep within the wreck's engine room. You navigate the tight corridors. Debris scrapes against your hull. It is a tense and claustrophobic journey. You finally reach the source. It is a huge, spherical device. It glows with a faint, residual power. I found it, Kenna. You report. It looks intact. Beautiful, she replies. Now for the fun part, we have to get it out of there. The extraction is a nightmare. You have to cut the capacitor free from the wreck. Every cut risks a power surge that could destroy you both. Your shuttle's robotic arms work carefully. Sparks fly. The ancient metal groans in protest. After hours of tense work, it is finally free. As you tow the massive sphere back to the Dauntless, you feel a change. A new energy signature appears on your sensors. It is coming from the Sundial. It is not the steady pulse from before. This is something different, something active. The captain's voice comes over the ship-wide communication. All salvage teams, return to the Dauntless immediately. We have company. You look toward the Great Ring. Several large sections of its surface are sliding open. From the darkness within, new shapes emerge. They are sleek, metallic constructs. They look like lethal predators. They are the Sundial's guardians, automated sentinels rising from a long slumber. They ignored your arrival. They ignored your scans. But they did not ignore your salvage. You were stealing parts. You were preparing to fight back. And now, The ancient machine was finally waking up. It was beginning to recognize you as a threat. The first pieces of the captain's plan were in place. The Ghost Fleet had given you what you needed. But now the real battle was about to begin. The Sentinels move with silent, deadly purpose. They are not ships. They are extensions of the Sundial itself. They form a perimeter around the ring, a line you are not meant to cross. The Dauntless stands ready. Her freshly scavenged shields hum with power. Her new weapons, hybrids of human and alien tech, are charged. They're not attacking, Corwin observes. They're just watching us. They are assessing, the captain says. He stands on the bridge like a statue. The machine is trying to understand our capabilities. It is a defense system. It will use the minimum force necessary. Kenna's voice chimes in. My team is ready, Captain. The modifications are complete. We can project a localized disruption field. It should, in theory, create a blind spot in its defenses. She sounds excited, like a kid with a new toy. A very dangerous, universe-altering toy. In theory is the best we have, the captain says. Execute the plan. Let's make our first move. The Dauntless hums as Kenna's device activates. A shimmer in space appears before you. A distortion field. A small ship, a heavily modified assault shuttle detaches from your underbelly. It is piloted by your best pilot. Her mission is simple. Fly into the blind spot, get close to the ring, and plant a high-energy explosive. The plan is not to damage the Sundial. You know that is impossible. The plan is to get its attention, to force it to reveal more of its defensive systems, to learn how it fights. It is a dangerous probe, a jab at a sleeping giant. The shuttle, nicknamed the Stingray, zips toward the ring. It enters the distortion field and vanishes from the Sentinel's view. You watch its telemetry on your screen. So far, so good. The Guardians have not reacted. The blind spot is holding. The Stingray gets closer. It is almost within range to deploy its payload. The tension on the bridge is a physical thing. You can feel the seconds stretching out. Then, it happens. Without warning, a section of the Sundial's ring glows. A beam of pure, white energy lances out. It does not target the Stingray. It targets the empty space just in front of it. The space ripples. The distortion field collapses. The Stingray is suddenly visible again. Before its pilot can react, dozens of smaller Sentinels emerge from the ring. They swarm the tiny shuttle. They do not fire weapons. They simply surround it. They attach themselves to its hull. The pilot's voice screams over the comm. They're tearing me apart. I've lost all power. Then, silence. On the main screen, you watch in horror. The Sentinels peel the Stingray open, like a child dissecting an insect. They are methodical. They are efficient. They are not angry. They are simply disarming a threat. The machine did not even consider your ship worthy of a real weapon. It just took it apart. The first assault is over in less than a minute. It is a harrowing, absolute failure. The Sentinels return to their positions. The ring of the Sundial goes dark again. The great machine falls silent. It is as if nothing happened. It did not just repel your attack, it ignored it. The sheer arrogance of its power is crushing. A heavy gloom falls over the bridge. The hope that had burned so brightly now feels like a fool's dream. You threw your best punch. The giant did not even flinch. It just swatted a fly. Despair, cold and familiar, begins to creep back into the hearts of the crew. The captain stares at the screen. His jaw is tight. He did not expect a victory, but he did not expect such a casual, effortless dismissal. He had sacrificed a ship and a pilot just to learn what? that the sundial was even more powerful than he imagined. For days, the Dauntless drifts in silence. The crew performs their duties with grim efficiency, but the spark is gone. The failure has shaken everyone to their core. The sundial remains impassive, a constant, silent reminder of your insignificance. The captain reviews the data from the failed attack over and over. He is looking for something, anything. The breakthrough comes from Kenna. She has been locked in her engineering lab. She has been analyzing the energy beam that collapsed the distortion field. She has replayed the recording 1,000 times. She calls the captain to her lab. Her voice on the comm is strange, not excited, but intensely focused. You go with the captain. Kenna's lab is a mess of cables and screens. In the center of it all is a holographic display. It shows a complex waveform, the energy signature of the sundial's beam. Watch this, Kenna says. She points to a specific point in the wave. Right there, every time the beam is generated, there is a flicker. You look closely. It is almost imperceptible. A tiny drop in the energy pattern. It lasts for less than a nanosecond. It is a flaw. A tiny, insignificant error in a system of perfect power. What is it? The captain asks. It's a power fluctuation, Kenna explains. The sundial draws its energy directly from the fabric of space-time. But to shape that energy into a coherent beam, it has to pass through a converter. And that converter, it has a flaw, a tiny imperfection. For a split second, the power grid of the entire structure is infinitesimally weaker. It is a sliver of hope, a crack in the armor of a god. The machine is not perfect. It is just old. And over countless eons, a tiny error has crept into its design. An error so small, no one would have ever noticed it. Until a stubborn human engineer decided to look. Can we exploit it? The captain asks. His voice is tight with renewed purpose. Kenna grins. It is the first real smile you have seen on the ship in days. Exploiting it is my specialty, she says. It's not a door, but it's a keyhole, and I think I can build the key. The despair that had gripped the ship begins to recede, replaced by a new, more dangerous feeling. A focused, calculating hope. As Kenna works on her new plan, you receive another invitation. A channel opens from the Elder Ones. They wish to speak with the captain again. He agrees without hesitation. He goes alone to the observation lounge. You watch from the bridge, unable to hear, but able to see the silent exchange. The featureless face of an elder. One appears on the lounge's screen. Again, there is no sound. Only a direct flow of information into the captain's mind. This time, they do not share the history of the universe. They share a single, devastating memory. The memory is of the last race to challenge the sundial. The ones who built the ghost fleet. You see them in the vision. A proud, powerful race of crystalline beings. They were brilliant. They were strong. And they were hopeful. Just like you. You see their grand plan. It was remarkably similar to your own. They had also discovered a flaw in the sundial's design. They built a magnificent fleet. They prepared for a final, decisive battle. The Elder. Ones show you this not as a history lesson, but as a warning, a final plea. The memory reaches its climax. The crystalline fleet attacks. Their weapons are things of beauty and terror. They exploit the flaw they found. They manage to breach the sundial's outer defenses. For a moment, it looks like they might succeed. Hope flares brightly. Then, the sundial truly awakens. It reveals a level of power you cannot comprehend. It does not just defend itself. It retaliates. It turns the fleet's own energy against them. It shatters their ships. It shatters their bodies. It shatters their hope. The entire civilization is wiped out in a single, silent flash. The memory ends. The Elder. One's message is clear. You are not the first. Your hope is not unique. It is a flaw in young races, a flaw that leads only to ruin. Do not make the same mistake. Accept the end. Find peace in the twilight. The connection closes. The captain stands alone in the lounge for a long time. He is staring out at the great, silent clock. He has seen the fate of those who came before. He has been shown the price of defiance. The Elder. Ones have offered him a path to peace, the peace of surrender. He returns to the bridge. His face is grim, but there is no defeat in his eyes. He steps to the center of the command deck. He activates the ship-wide address system. His voice echoes through every corridor of the Dauntless. This is the captain. He begins. I have just received a message from the Elder Ones. They showed me the fate of the last people who fought this war. They showed me failure. They showed me annihilation. He pauses. They tell me our hope is a flaw, a bug in our programming. They want us to give up. He looks directly at the main view screen, as if he is speaking not just to his crew, but to the ancient aliens and the great machine itself. I have a reply for them, he says. His voice is steel. We are humanity. Our hope is not a flaw. It is our greatest weapon. It is the core of who we are. We will not surrender. We will not accept the dark. We will fight, and we will win. His words are a fire that burns away the last remnants of fear. A cheer erupts on the bridge. It spreads through the ship. The crew is united. They are defiant. They have heard the warning, and they have chosen to ignore it. They have chosen to be human. The captain turns to Kenna. Is your key ready? She smiles. It's warming up right now. Then let's go open a door, he says. The final push begins. The Dauntless is no longer just a ship. It is the key Kenna built. Its engines are modified. Its shields are retuned. Its entire structure is focused on a single purpose: to exploit the nanosecond of weakness in the Sundial's grid. The plan is insane. Your ship must fly directly into the energy beam that destroyed the Stingray. You will not try to evade it. You will not try to block it. You will meet it head-on. At the exact moment the beam fires, Kenna will release a pulse of energy from your ship, a pulse perfectly timed to the flicker in the Sundial's power. If the timing is right, your pulse will ride the wave of the Sundial's own power. It will travel back down the beam. It will hit the converter that generates it, and it will overload the system for a few precious seconds. This will create a temporary hole in the Sundial's defenses, a hole just big enough for a small team to slip through. You are at your station. Your hands fly over the navigation controls. You are plotting the attack vector. It is a suicide run, a direct path into the mouth of the beast. The sentinels are on the move. They are forming a tight cordon around the area you plan to attack. They know you are coming. All hands, brace for combat. The captain's voice is calm. This is not a drill. We get one shot at this. The Dauntless accelerates. The ship shudders as you push the engines past their limits. The sentinels open fire. Lances of energy streak across the void. Your shields flare violently. Explosions rock the bridge. Damage reports flood your console. You ignore them. You hold your course. They're anticipating our path. Corwin shouts over the chaos. Shields are at 60%. Stay focused, the captain commands. Kenna, is your pulse ready? Ready and waiting for the big flash, she yells back. You are moments away. The targeted section of the sundial begins to glow. The same white light from before. It is gathering its power. It is preparing the beam that will annihilate you. The ship groans under the strain of the incoming fire. Shields at 30%. Hold on, the captain roars. The beam fires. A torrent of pure white energy fills your view screen. It is impossibly bright. It is the last thing you expect to see. Now, Kenna, now, the captain yells. Kenna slams her hand down on a console. Your ship screams as it unleashes its energy pulse. For a single, heart-stopping moment, your beam meets the sundials. White light engulfs you. All your systems flatline. The bridge goes dark. Then, just as quickly, the light is gone. Emergency power kicks in. The bridge flickers back to life. You are alive. The ship is still in one piece. On the screen, you see it. A hole. A shimmering circular hole in the side of the Great Ring. You did it. You breached the outer ring. A small, heavily armored shuttle launches from your damaged cargo bay. It carries a small team, a team that includes your captain. They fly straight for the opening. They have only a few seconds before it closes. They disappear inside the doomsday clock. The fate of the galaxy now rests on their shoulders. You are now inside the machine. The shuttle navigates a colossal tunnel. The walls are not metal. They are made of solidified light and flowing energy. It is like flying through the heart of a captured star. The sheer scale is dizzying. You feel like a microbe in the veins of a god. The captain is at the front of the small cockpit. He stares in awe at the power flowing around you. This is the internal mechanism of the sundial, the source of its unimaginable energy. Your shuttle is being tossed about by currents of raw force. It takes all of the pilot's skill to keep you on course. We're approaching the central regulator, Kenna says from her station at the back. She is part of the away team. Her expertise is crucial here. That's our target. According to my models, if we can disrupt its function, the entire clock will stop. You see it ahead. A vast, spherical chamber. In its center floats a perfect sphere of darkness. It is a hole in reality. It is the source of the sundial's power. Around it, massive rings of energy spin and rotate. It is the escapement mechanism of the clock. Each rotation marks the passage of 1,000,000 years. There's no way to get close, the pilot says. The energy fields are too strong. They'll tear us apart. Kenna points to a small conduit. It runs from the outer wall of the chamber to the central sphere. There, she says, that's a maintenance channel. It's shielded. It should be safe for one person to travel through. She begins to gather a small pack of tools. The captain puts a hand on her shoulder. No, he says quietly. You are too important. You have to guide us from the shuttle. I will go. Kenna looks at him. Captain, the energy exposure in that conduit will be fatal. There's no coming back from this. I know, he says. He turns to the rest of the team. My plan brought us here. My responsibility is to see it through. He gives a grim smile. Besides, it's a captain's job to go down with his. Well, you know. It's a bad joke, but it breaks the tension. There is no argument. The decision is made. It is the only way. A single, irreplaceable sacrifice is required. The captain puts on a heavy environmental suit. He picks up the small device Kenna has prepared. A disruption charge. He must place it on the central regulator by hand. He stands at the airlock. He looks back at his team. Make sure you tell them we didn't go quietly, he says. He does not say goodbye. He simply turns and enters the airlock. You watch on a small monitor as he exits the shuttle. He is a tiny figure in a vast, impossible space. He makes his way to the conduit. He enters the narrow channel. The static on the monitor increases. The energy is interfering with the camera. His voice comes over the comm. It is strained. I'm in. The shielding is holding. Barely. You can hear the effort in his breathing. I can see the regulator. It's beautiful. He moves slowly, painfully. He is fighting against incredible forces. The seconds feel like hours. He is almost there. The central sphere of darkness looms before him. The charge is armed, he says. His voice is weaker now. Maker, it is placed. You have 2 minutes to get clear. Get our people home. He reaches the end of the conduit. He is standing on a narrow ledge right beside the heart of the machine. Tell the elder ones. He coughs. Tell them hope is not a flaw. He reaches out. He places the charge on the surface of the regulator. A bright light flashes. The monitor goes dead. The comm falls silent. He did it, the pilot screams. Get us out of here, now. The shuttle turns and flees. You race back through the tunnel of light. A countdown timer appears on your screen. 2 minutes. You push the engines to their breaking point. Behind you, you can feel the energy building. The heart of the Sundial is becoming unstable. You burst out of the hole in the ring just as a wave of energy erupts behind you. The shuttle is thrown through space. You make it back to the battered, waiting Dauntless. The moment you are aboard, the ship warps away to a safe distance. From there, you watch. The great sundial begins to shudder. The light inside it flickers erratically. The steady, rhythmic pulse it has emitted for billions of years falters. It beats once, twice, and then stops. A great, profound silence falls over the entire system. The faint glimmer of the sundial fades. The spire casts no shadow. The sentinels drift aimlessly, their power gone. The clock is broken. For the first time in eons, the galaxy is not on a countdown. The future is no longer written. The oppressive certainty of the galactic winter is gone, replaced by a vast, unknown potential. A new era has begun, not in fire or glory, but in a deep and sudden silence. On the bridge of the Dauntless, the surviving crew stands and watches the dead machine. No one cheers. No one celebrates. The cost of this victory was high. But as you look out at the stars, they seem to burn a little brighter. A new dawn has arrived. A dawn that humanity, in its stubborn, hopeful madness, has made for itself. The silence is the sound of a new beginning.